Good morning and welcome, fellow Sovereigns. And I'm not sure if you can see me because I can't see me. The sun's reflecting. Anyway, we'll see how we go, and who cares if you can see me or not. So I want to just, if you've decided to try and love yourself, or someone's told you you need to love yourself, I would suggest you stop. And I'll tell you why in a moment. Because there's another way. And the other thing is, love is such an amorphous, trying to work out how do you love yourself? What does that actually mean? It just seems so fluffy. It's like trying to herd cats and all that sort of stuff. Because so many meanings of love, and how do you love yourself? What does that actually mean? It doesn't seem to have much of a tangible kind of, this is what I need to do kind of ring to it. So before I'm sitting on a sewage thing, I think. It's suddenly flushing. And anyway, so let me go back a step. I'm going to propose the possibility that every human being has a sense of not deserving, of not being welcome, of not deserving what's offered, if you like. Who am I that you would want to love me, or that you love me? Who am I that I should be offered this job? Who am I that I should be alive? Who am I that I should be enjoying this life? Who am I that I should be whatever? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? This little me. I think we all have this undeservability thing going on in some way. And I'm wondering if it will ever go for any of us. A bit like the fear and the so because that's always there, and it's who we are as humans. So rather than try and avoid it, pass it on. So guilt, that's the other one that's always with us. It doesn't go. And we've talked about existential guilt. So rather than trying to get rid of guilt with projection to others, or with trying to avoid it, or trying to do things that mean it dissolves, because it won't. It's just always there. Sorry, I can't see me, so I can't see that I'm mucking this up. Reflections everywhere. Reflections of my life. Anyway, so along with guilt, I suspect, maybe it's connected to guilt, maybe it's another aspect, that we all have this undeservability thing. And rather than try and break our way through it, another way is simply accept it. That I don't feel I deserve this income, this life, this house, this community, these friends, this lover, partner, this job. Just accept that we don't have that. We do have the undeservability, and we don't have the full acceptance of who we are. And so that's where I'm coming to. So rather than trying to love yourself, because a lot of people tell you that you need to love yourself more, and a lot of people feel they need to love themselves more. But yeah, what's that mean? What do you actually have to do on a day-to-day basis, on a minute-by-minute basis, to love yourself? It just sounds too fluffy, yeah. So the alternative is really simple, and you know what it is probably. It's simply to accept yourself. So acceptance is much more tangible. So we know that we don't accept ourselves, or we know that we feel undeservability when we don't have boundaries. We allow people to abuse our time, our body, abuse us verbally in all sorts of other ways. We know that we have the undeservability thing going on, or the unacceptance, or the lack of confidence. They're all the same thing. We know that we have that going on when we set boundaries and then we allow people to break them. I won't accept swearing in my house, and then someone swears and you say, oh, you shouldn't do that. if you absolutely accepted who you are and loved, and you set a boundary, then you would not accept it. That person would be out of your house. Doesn't matter who they are. And they would know you meant it. So when we allow others to break our boundaries, to break our confidences, to insult us, to put us down in any way, when we allow that over and over, then that's a sure sign that we don't absolutely accept who we are. We don't feel we deserve what we have and who we are. Who am I to feel this way? Happy, peaceful. So it's a very tangible thing to know the acceptance, that it's not working because boundaries keep being broken. We allow them and other people break them. And we sometimes think, oh, well, that's because they are who they are. No. If we were strong about our boundaries, I can't even see me now, so I don't know where I am. Oh, that's sunshine. If we were absolutely certain of our boundaries, set them and stuck with them, then we would not attract people in our lives that break them. Because people come into our lives to break them, to show us that we're not holding our boundaries, and we're not holding our boundaries because we don't value ourselves, we don't have self-confidence, all the same thing. So we know when we don't have self-confidence, others break our boundaries. So what do we do about it? Some people will say you need to love yourself. That works for some people, but I don't know what that means. It just sounds too airy-fairy. So I tend to suggest and try for myself self-acceptance, which is very tangible. It's a very in this moment, do this, do this, do this, do this. So there's a whole lot of things, 1,000 things you can do to start to accept yourself. And one is simply to stand or sit and look at your big left toe and just look at it. Oh, I've got a big left toe. It's not good or bad, it's just I accept that's what I've got. And the next toe, and the next toe, and the right foot, and the left knee, and just go through your body. And it can be done on a daily basis, 5 minutes. Oh, that's what my hands look like. Okay, that's my hands. I accept my hands. And that's all it's needed. And the other exercise that, if you're lacking confidence, the other exercise that's really difficult to do is to stand in the mirror and just look at yourself, open-eyed, for, I don't know, maybe a minute. And if you can't do that, just do it for 5 seconds. Do it for 2 seconds. And if you can do it for 2 seconds, leave that. That's done for the day. Next day, go back and see if you can do it for 5 seconds. Just look at yourself with no judgment. No, oh God, I'm handsome, or oh God, I'm ugly, or I'm fat, or wrinkles, or there. Simply look in your eyes. And acceptance is an absolute absence of judgment. Oh, there's my nose. Oh, there's my right eye. It's left the wrong way for you. Oh, there's my teeth. Yeah, I've got some teeth. So we're not saying, oh, I've got terrible wrinkles. We're saying, I have wrinkles. Or I've got a beautiful eyes, whatever. I've just got eyes. So that's not good or bad. So we're just looking at ourselves, and that is the start of acceptance. And that's really all we need to do to start the process if we're feeling really lacking in our self-esteem, lacking in confidence, lacking in who do I think I am to get this, lacking in deservability. Just start looking at your body, navel gazing, stand naked in the mirror and just look at the body. It's just a body. And when we can start being inert about our body and the individual parts of it, our shoulders and our knees and our whatever, something will start to grow. And when we start to look into our eyes in the mirror, a little more each day, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, maybe up to a minute. That would be way too much for a lot of people. But if you can do it for a minute, just do it for a minute. And notice the judgment, because there will be judgment. So just notice the judgment. There it goes through. Oh, I've got too many wrinkles. Oh, my nose is too big, or my lips are too small. Or so just hear it, hear the judgment, hear the ego going nap, 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 and let it go. And keep looking, and keep looking at whatever you're looking at, your knees, your toes, your eyes, your whatever. And as you listen to the ego and let it go, listen to the ego, let it go, it will stop yapping. And over time, it will yap less and less and less. So we don't push it away, we don't deny it, we just let it talk. I have no idea if I'm looking at me or whatever, it's just a blank screen. And that's all. So if someone says you need to love yourself more, just change the word love to acceptance. And it's not a need, but it's certainly helpful. Let's not get into what I call autism. Doing what we think we ought to do, or doing what others think we ought to do. That's autism, in my definition. But if we feel the need to do something about our self-esteem, about our self-confidence, about our deservability, just try acceptance. And allow acceptance to happen in each day. And as we're walking along, we can notice, oh, I walk. I've got 2 legs, they work. I don't know. I can drive a car. I can work at whatever. Different things. And it's just noticing what we have and our abilities. And on that note, I'll leave you to have fun with that. So stop trying to love yourself. It's way too ethereal and unsort of grabbable. Just try accepting yourself. So I wish you a wonderful day of acceptance, and bless you and all who sail in her. And I wonder where the button is. It must be here somewhere. There.